I am also proud of the fact that my budget contains no tax increases for the next 2 fiscal years.
But State Representative Don Clemens says bring it on. The chairman of the legislature's Black and Puerto Rican caucus, along with 21 other lawmakers who are also members, are calling on Rel to raise taxes on the wealthy. The 22 Democratic lawmakers claim the Republican governor is balancing her budget on the backs of the poor and the state's most vulnerable, including senior citizens and children. But who exactly are those so-called wealthy residents? And the bottom line is, do they want to raise taxes on you? And here now are 2 of the state lawmakers who want to raise taxes on the wealthy. State Representative Kenneth Green, a Democrat from Hartford, and State Representative Douglas McGrory, also a Democrat from Hartford. Gentlemen, thank you for being here. We were hoping to have the chairman of your caucus here, but apparently he had a death in the family, so our condolences to him. Talking about taxes, gentlemen, first of all, don't look so scared. I'm not some of the people you want to raise taxes on. I can tell you that much. You're saying it's time that people pay up. You're saying not everybody, though. Tell me, who is it that you want to raise taxes on?
Well, first of all, it's not just that we want to raise taxes. We realize the situation that our budget is in, and we believe in a progressive tax system. So we believe everybody should contribute.
Based on their salary.
And what we do believe is that those who are earning more and able to pay more probably should look at increasing their taxes by a small percentage to increase the revenue. And so that we say is progressive tax. The governor talked about she's not increasing taxes, but in fact, when you talk about the fees, when you say increase, when you talk about some other things that's going to happen, folks will be paying more. So you don't have to call them taxes, but you're going to be paying more out of your salary and your income.
Representative McCrory, specifically the folks that you want to raise taxes on, not that you want to, that you're saying it needs. You say it needs to be done because you're saying right now, Rel is making your poor constituents pay the price, correct?
Exactly. When you raise the fees on people who have to get their driver's license renewed, you're doubling their fee. When you're raising taxes on people who wants to get the permits done like that, those people are basically getting a tax increase. What we're looking at, those people, them individual income earners who makes over $250,000 a year, and those income earners who are families who make over $500,000 a year, we're looking for them to just add a little bit more to the tax structure of the state of Connecticut. Basically what we're saying is this: we have a situation where we have $1 billion deficit, and everyone has to come to the plate and give something back. It can't just be those who are at the lowest economic scale in our communities. It has to be everyone. And also we have to look at how our government. We have to reduce the cost of government. We have to find savings in all our state agencies. When agency heads come to the appropriation committee, the first thing we tell them that, look, this budget has to be reduced somehow, some way. So we're looking for everyone to make a contribution to get us out of the quagmire that we're in financially in the state of Connecticut.
All right, we have a response from Connecticut's Republican Party chairman on the proposal that came from your caucus, and he says this. Chris Healy says, raising taxes on anyone or any business will create misery for every Connecticut citizen. Tax increases hurt the poor and those who are trying to stay out of poverty the most, because if there is less money available for investment, there are fewer economic opportunities. I mean, this is something that a Republican stance, a pretty common one, saying, listen, if you make the wealthy pay more money, there are going to be fewer jobs, fewer investments, because there will be less money to invest in business, etc.
Well, I wish the current crisis that the federal government and state government is in would kind of validate that. But in fact, the economy, the Wall Street, the businesses are why we are in this situation right now. People are losing their jobs now. Business in the Wall Street and certain financial schemes have got us into this condition that we're in now. It wasn't poor people who were having Ponzi schemes and other kind of schemes. It wasn't poor people who were mishandling monies from the banks. These weren't poor people that were doing that. In fact, most individuals were investing and trusting in the economy, and they're the ones that are really hurting. So we do not believe that they should face any further burdens. Those individuals who actually made those kinds of incomes over the years and continue to make those incomes should think about increasing their taxes.
I have two graphics, and then we'll let you talk, Representative McCrory, having to do with things that you take issue with Governor Rell's budget. And we'll go to those graphics. The first one has to do with, you say, reducing funding for combined health care services. And I combined a bunch of those. That's about $12.4 million. Increasing premiums for Husky and Conpace. Eliminating the watchdog agencies for health care and DCF. And you also take issue with eliminating commissions for the African American Commission, Latino and Puerto Rican, permanent status of women, and then also commissions for aging and children.
Exactly.
What bothers you the most, though? I mean, if you talked about driver's license. Everybody has a driver's license, exactly. The rich and the poor.
Right. Exactly.
So how does that impact your constituents more?
Well, if we all understand that everyone has a driver's license, but if someone who's making $500,000 go and renew their license, and someone's making $20,000 to renew their license, that person's going to be impacted a lot more who only make $20,000 to have to renew their license. Also, in regards to the healthcare crises, I mean, if someone's on fixed income, let's say a senior citizen, a disabled person, or someone who's a low earner who receives Husky A and B, when they have to go back and increase their copay, that's problematic for those individuals.
How much are we talking about increasing the copay, though?
Well, if you go from not paying anything to making a $10 payment every time you go to a doctor, that could be disruptive for someone.
But isn't that high? Isn't it only $1 or $2? Or are you saying that's still disruptive?
It still can be disruptive if you're already on a budget and if you're losing your job, if you don't have that extra income coming in, that can be disruptive to someone who's on a fixed income. When you know that you only guarantee X amount of money per month, on top of the fact that all the other fees and increases that you're going to see, that can be disruptive to a household.
Representative Green, you had talked about the wealthy income tax, a progressive tax. However, wealthy people, a lot of them in Fairfield County, are losing their jobs. So your proposal may not bring in as much income as you think.
And that's one of the things the Black and Puerto Rican Caucus is really trying to get across, is that we need a comprehensive plan. We need some reductions in the areas that we can find reductions. We need some increases in revenues. One of those increases, we believe, is a progressive income tax. There are some fees that probably need to be increased. Everybody, I think, needs to share. So there's going to be some increases even on those elderlies, on those lower income individuals. There's going to be some increases somewhere. Again, in
How many people have you heard from in your district?
Well,
I've heard from quite a few, and mainly some of the elderly. What happens that I find with the elderly is that they complain really about the cost of prescriptions. That's really been one of the keys. It's the cost of prescriptions. And the other thing, being the chairperson of housing, I happen to have a housing committee meeting today, and we had in our budget a plan to fund for supportive housing so that those individuals with various income can afford the housing that they live in. We're not creating enough affordable housing. So here you have people on certain incomes losing their jobs. We know what the foreclosure situation is. And these individuals also need help. So you're right. The pain is spread around. And so we have to have a number of creative ways. And this is one way to do it.
You understand that a lot of people have fought this before, and they'll probably fight it tooth and nails. Representative McCrory, real quickly, because we're out of time. How do you fight this?
Well, understand, one of the roles of government is to provide a safety net for those individuals. Like you said, a number of individuals in the Fairfield County are losing their jobs. But there's a number of individuals in Hartford, in New Haven, in Bridgeport, Warwick that have already lost their jobs. And we, as a legislative body, have to provide safety nets for those individuals by increasing payments and increasing the cost of certain fees and costs like that. That requires more cost that we have to burden as a society.
All right, gentlemen, we are all out of time. Thank you so much for spending some time with us, and good luck with your proposal.
Thank you.
I guess. I mean, again, it does not impact me, but I'm sure there's a lot of...
It's been vetoed before.
It's been vetoed before, right. Okay, gentlemen, thank you.